In this video, we are going to create the shading for our controller, and we are going to do it with the opacity mask, as I just mentioned in the previous video. So again, I'm going to create a new mask, a new layer that I'm going to call mask, just like so. And if you've seen my most wanted flat design hipster businessman class, you know how the opacity mask works. If you haven't, I strongly encourage you to watch it. But we will also briefly explain opacity masks in this video as well. First things first, in order to create opacity masks, we basically need to have two paths. The one that is going to be serving as an effect, let's put it like that, and one that is going to be clipping that object serving as an effect. And in my case, I'm going to need an object that is going to be this shadow, this guy, this black part right here, and an object that is going to be clipping it. I'm on my mask layer, and I'm simply going to create a straight line with the pen tool that is going to be going through maybe something like that. And now I will just finish it by clicking around the controller, just like so. Now at this point, we could even give it a proper color. So I'm simply maybe going to give it this darker color. Why not? Now that we have this object, we need an object that will be clipping it to the size, or to the that will constrain this object to the shape of the controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press, maybe let me just unlock this base layer. So click on this on both these paths that are creating our base, and I'm going to copy them to my clipboard. Now I won't be needing it anymore. And now I'm going to paste them back onto this mask layer. So I'm simply going to press Ctrl F, just like so. So now we have both these paths. And once I unite them, let me just go to the Pathfinder tool and press Unite. Now we have a shape that is going to be clipping this shape right here. However, remember that with opacity masks, there is one simple rule to understand, that white shows and black hides. So if I want to show this underlying this shadow effect, I need this path that is going to be clipping that underlying path. I need it to be, at least not black. It can be gray. It will simply mean that that the effect is going to be a bit more subtle, but it's best if it's simply white. So I'm going to make it white. So I'm going to fill it with plain white color, and then I am just going to grab it and cut it out, just like so. So I just press Ctrl X and then select this guy right here, this shading effect, and go to the transparency panel in my right panels. And if you don't have the transparency panel up, just go to the window menu and then transparency right here. And in here, I'm going to press the Make Mask option, and as you can see, this guy has already hidden. We just, as you can see here, we just put like a black color all over it, which means that we cannot see it. However, if I just make sure that I'm in the mask mode, and if I just press Ctrl F, I'm going to paste back that shape that I just created with the Pathfinder, and since it was white, we can now see everything that this shape is showing right here. However, this shading doesn't look too good. I mean, it's too much of a shade. So we can fix that simply by, again, by going back to our normal mode. And now you can see we have this object still selected. So if I just go to the transparency panel by pressing this opacity link right here, we can change its blending mode to say soft light, and we already are starting to see what's underneath. But we can also just drop the opacity down, let's say to 60. We can even drop it even lower. Let's see, 50 or even 40. Let's leave it like that. So this is how you can create an opacity mask inside Illustrator. Just remember that black hides and white covers, and once you get the hang of that, the process of using and creating opacity masks is going to be much easier. So the last thing to do really would be to just create a background, and I'm going to make sure that I'm beneath my base layer right here. And I'm going to create a new layer that I'm going to call BG for background. And I'm going to create a simple rectangle that is going to stretch, that is going to cover my whole artboard, just like so. And I'm going to make sure that it has this nice green color like so. And of course, let's bring the opacity back to 100%, just like so. And there we go, we got the Xbox controller created. So in the next video, we are going to quickly summarize what we've learned in the process, so stay tuned.